here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners at professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us, Brad Francis with us. Jovan Burts will sign in momentarily. We got Brian Bitler, Zawacky, and David Racey. All right, here's the lineup. We got Bitler, Racey, Francis, Burts, Zawacky, then I will close this one out. All right, limited card tonight, but we got Monday Night Football, Bengals and Jaguars, NHL card. We got a couple here from the NBA, some college basketball sprinkled in as well. So let's go ahead and let's get the drive-thru started. Let's go ahead and welcome in. We'll start off the week as always with Brian Bitler. Catch him over at Pick Dog Spring. We'll bring Brian in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Brian Bitler. Brian, what's happening?
Oh, always great to be with you, Tony, on a Monday. Start the drive-through week off and the betting week off with all my friends here at BigDogs.com. Definitely not the greatest card and probably the worst Monday Night Football game I've seen in a while. But, hey, at least we have sports to bet on tonight and keep us rolling into the profit.
Yeah, keep us rolling into the profit tonight. You're going to be looking here at the college hoops tonight as we got Furman taking on Arkansas. We see Arkansas favored here now, about 11.5, total 156.
Yeah, guys, the public is a fickle creature here. And after that big win against Duke, you can best be sure I think the masses are going to be coming here on the Arkansas Razorbacks tonight. But I think it's a prime letdown spot for them versus a Paladins team that really is no pushover. And they took the undefeated Princeton Tigers to the brink of defeat on Saturday. Arkansas does have a rest advantage. They haven't played since Wednesday when they knocked off Duke. But Furman, only 1-5 ATS over the last 6 games. But Arkansas, I think, is even worse. I think they're 1-6 over the last 7 games. Definitely a brutal cover. Both these teams, brutal cover teams. But the Furman Paladins ranked 51st in the nation as far as putting up points, 82.3 points per game. I think this, with all these points we're getting on the spread, I think they keep it tight enough to cover. I'm going to take the Furman Paladins plus the points.
All right, Brian says go ahead and take Furman here plus the points, plus the 11.5 here against Arkansas. Arkansas really having a struggle shooting the basketball. And we've seen them here against, facing Stanford, Memphis, North Carolina, Duke here over their past 4 games. UNC Greensboro, they dropped the game there. Yeah, you're right. They've had trouble covering spreads. As a matter of fact, they only covered it against Alcorn State.
Yeah, for sure. And, it's hard to say, Furman, though, it's hard to talk up Furman because they haven't been very good at covering spreads either. But I think if you look at the team breakdown, I could easily see this game being around 7, 8, 9 maybe point win for Arkansas. But that's big coming off that win over Duke. You got your chest out. You're feeling good about yourself. Furman's not going to lay down for you.
All right, here we go with Brian here. With Furman plus 11.5 here against Arkansas tonight's in college hoops action. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, Brian showing great results over the last 30 days. He's been on absolute fire. NBA, NFL, look at college hoops and hockey on the board tonight. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Just trying to turn out the winning days. 5 of the last 7 have been in the positive. I got my best bet titanium today. You can get on over at pickdogs.com. It's in the NBA. Just $25 gets you that best bet winner. My titanium play long term is 250, 216 and 1. That's a 54% hit rate. But guys, you can get all 3 of my best bets tonight. My money shot 3-pack. I have an NBA, college basketball, and NHL all for $50 at pickdogs.com in a 3-pack, guaranteed to turn a profit or credit returns, or pair me up with one of the all-star cappers here tonight. Definitely can't go wrong.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here from Brian. You guys love that 7-day pass here on a Monday. Probably a good time to get on board with that. Get all of Brian's premium plays for 7 days. That covers all your NBA, all your NHL, as well as college hoops action here with that 7-day pass. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save the 15% off. You can also add multi-cappers with that multi-capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Brian, it's always great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again at the end of the week on Friday.
Oh, and I'll probably be on Jay Briggs' show on Thursday, and also I think tomorrow I'm shooting a new show up for the Pick Dogs YouTube channel, so make sure you guys stay tuned to that. Should be my Take It to the Bank play, so you guys keep an eye out for that on the Pick Dogs channel.
All right, Take It to the Bank play from Brian. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Brian's videos come up, you're live with them to get those plays in real time. All right, Brian, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on the show on Friday.
Thanks for having me, Tony. I'll catch you at the end of the week.
Catch you in the week. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on here on the show. It looks like we've got David Racey up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs. We'll bring David in right now with some hockey coverage on the hockey card for tonight. Let's see if we can bring in David here. Just a second here. David Racey. Catch his written work as well over on the websites. We'll talk about that a little later. David, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Just enjoying another victory Monday for my Lions.
That's right. Your Lions came through, covered there. You know, we got the number at the right time. We got the cover, although they got off to that great start.
Yeah, that was brutal. They were worrying me. I was laying on the couch. They got up to 3 scores, and I was like, all right, I might take a little nap here. And then it all almost went downhill. They almost blew it, but yeah, they got the job done, and we're one game closer to clinching the North, so all good on my end.
That's right. It looks like the North here is theirs. Of course, they will host a playoff game, and that would be exciting there in Detroit.
Yeah, that will be, but I'm not counting it out until they actually clinch. Those Vikings are well, they did lose last week to the Bears. They're pesky, and we got to play them 2 more times still. So we'll see what happens in those games.
Yeah, that's the time it right there. That will decide, no doubt, the division there. Those two games. We go to the ice with David tonight. David, as you'll be looking at this Hurricanes and Jets game. Hurricanes big favorites.
Yeah, Carolina comes into this one. They're 14-8-1 on the season, and they've won 5 out of their last 7 games. They're playing some really strong hockey right now, especially in the defensive end, where they've held their opponents to 2 goals or fewer in 4 of those 7 games. So obviously, offense is all people talk about, but defensively, this Carolina team is getting it done. On the other side, Winnipeg, they're 13-8-2, so very similar records here, and Winnipeg's played pretty well this season. They've had a little bit of a roller coaster of a season. They haven't been the most consistent team, but they have lost 3 out of their last 4 games. And offensively, they are struggling. They've only scored 6 goals in their last 4 games. They did beat a bad Chicago team last time out. I believe the score was 3-1. But like I said, that Chicago team not good. So this Jets team is struggling, and when they're struggling offensively, going up against a Carolina team that has actually played some strong defense recently, I like the Hurricanes here on the road to continue their strong play. So I'm going to take the Carolina Hurricanes on the money line in this one.
All right, we got David coming here with the Hurricanes minus 148 here against the Winnipeg Jets. With this Carolina team we talked about to start the season, boy, they had to go on the road a lot. They had that West Coast trip, came home, they went back on the road again. Finally had a nice little homestand where they could just kind of settle in.
Yeah, they did. The schedule early was not favorable. That did make me take a second look at it, though. This is only going to be their second road game, I think, in their last 7 or 8 games. So haven't been on the road too much. But like I said, they're just playing very well defensively. Ranta's been pretty solid in net. And like I said, the Jets struggling offensively. I'm going to take the better defensive team every time here.
All right, we got David here on the Hurricanes. There'll be a lot of checking. They're still a physical hitting team, right?
Yeah, and that is I like that about both teams, really. They like to get after it. Come playoff time, both of these teams, if they make the playoffs, will be throwing the bodies around for sure.
No doubt about that. You're always going to get bruised up when you face the Hurricanes. Hurricanes here, minus 148 against the Jets. This one to have a start time tonight at 8 Eastern. All right, David, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we got hockey on the board. David's doing great work in hockey, 973 units of profit. Also showing great profit last 30 days as well. Hockey on the board, NBA, the lone game here from NFL, college hoops as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I had a huge day yesterday. I went 6-1 in my 7 premium plays yesterday. But tonight I got 1 play in that NFL game, 1 college basketball game, and then 3 NHL plays. Went 2-0 in the NHL yesterday. Like you said, I've been strong in the NHL to start the season. And in the NFL, too, I've been hot recently. I'm positive units over the last 7 and 30 days. So head on over to Pick Dogs Premium. Join me for the day. Or if you're looking for better value, hop on a long-term package or pair me up with one of these other great cappers. But head on over to Pick Dogs Premium, and let's have a good night.
That's right, guys. Get on board with David Racey over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the great results here from David here from the NHL. Also, coming off a strong day yesterday. Great results over the last 30 days. Also showing profit in college hoops for the year. So no better time to get those long-term passes. Those are your best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. Don't forget the multi-capper promotion. You can match David up with capper of your choice. Our choice is make an even greater value. All right, David, as always, great having you on the show. See that great success. We'll catch up with you next week. But we can also find your work over in written form over on the sites.
Yep, over at Sports Chat Place and PickDogs.com. There's a right on the top. You go to the free pick tab. You click on the sport you're looking for. You can get a free pick article. Just about in any game you're looking for. Sports Chat Place, when it comes to college basketball, just has the bigger games, but Pick Dogs has every single game on the board for college basketball. So it's a great resource, as well as the other sports. But a great resource, great place to get some information, some trends, and you get a free pick. So head on over to Sports Chat Place and PickDogs.com and check it out.
Check it out over at Pick Dogs, guys, and Sports Chat, and check out David's written form there and get on board with his long-term passes. All right, David, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.
You got it. David Racey here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue up next. We have Brad Francis on the show here. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's bring him in right now. Boy, there was some heated discussion before the show because we all know Brad is a Florida State guy, and it's not sitting well with a lot of those fans today, Brad.
It is not, man. I'm hurting today, Tony, but we're just gonna have to move forward.
Yeah, just gotta move forward. It is what it is, and again, it's an invitational. In case you didn't know that, they mispronounced the fact it's not a playoff. It's who can make us the most money tournament. That's really what it is. That's all it is. It was exposed there for everyone to see. All right, Brad, as we move forward here, as Brad says on the games tonight here, we're going to be looking here at the Bengals and Jaguars going head-to-head tonight in Monday Night Football. The Jags still holding 10-point favorites here. Total sits at 41.
Yeah, I'm going to take the easy way out here, Tony. Give me the under 41. As we've seen with primetime games this season, the under has just been on fire. I mean, the under is 13-1 this season during Monday Night Football games, which is absolutely insane. When it comes to this game, though, I think the Jags will be able to score. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think the Bengals will do enough to push this one over. The Jags have a very strong run defense, and I can see the Jags loading up the box, stopping the run, and forcing Browning to try to win this game with his arm. In Browning's first start last week, he put up 10 points. I mean, that was against a tough Steelers defense, but it's hard for me to believe that Browning will come to Jacksonville alive at the scoreboard. So I'm going to stick with the primetime trend here. You give me the under.
All right, Brad says go under here. Stick with that trend under 40.5, under 40. And we're seeing a lot of 41s now in the marketplace. So that seems to be the number here. So you can actually shop around, get the best numbers. I guess we've seen a little bit of a tick up here. I would probably just assume the weather, obviously it's in Florida, right? So we're probably looking at favorable weather conditions here, looking here at the game at the Jacksonville here, looking at 65 degrees, about light winds here. So it looks like pretty good to playing conditions tonight.
Yep, yeah. I'm actually in Florida right now, and it is the weather's pretty beautiful out here. So it's going to be good football weather, but I don't know. Like I said, man, I just don't think that Bengals offense without Burrow, I think they'll have some growing pains.
Yeah, make sure of that. Also, too, any concern there with the Bengals defense? They've been giving up a little bit. We've seen there's issues there. One thing to note here with Cincinnati is their playmakers are healthy now, other than quarterback.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, got T. Higgins back. Of course, Jamar Chase is a beast, but man, I mean, Joe Burrow's hard to replace. Browning, he hasn't looked that great, but yeah, I think this Jaguars defense is able to contain him.
All right, we got Brad here on the Jaguars Bengals. You can find the number now about under 41. That's pretty much the going number right now. This one will have a start time tonight here at 8:15 Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for nice action. Of course, we do have NBA on the board, NHL. We've got college hoops, NFL. Look at Brad's last 3 days. He's been on absolute fire over at Pick Dogs Premium. 2,010 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great NFL season, great college basketball season, great NFL season. The major sports, Brad is kicking butt in. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got a 3-pack on the site right now, so go check that out. It's my favorite play in the NBA tonight, and then also my 2 favorite college basketball games. So go check that out. Like you said, I've been hot in both those sports. So it's a great time to hop on something long-term. Been on fire lately, and I'm going to keep the momentum going. So check out my long-term stuff as well. That's
right, guys. Get on board here with Brad Francis over at Pick Dogs. Look at those long-term passes. You guys like that 7-day pass on a Monday. Get you covered for all the NFL for this week. Got Army-Navy coming up on the weekend. A lot of college hoops this week as well as NBA. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Great value there. All right, Brad, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Sounds good, Tony. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You got it. Brad Francis here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on here. Next up, we're going to bring in Jovan Burts. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Shrimp. I think we're set to roll here with Jovan. We'll bring him in here in just a second here with a college hoops coverage with Jovan Burts. Let's bring him in here. We'll find his card here, his game. Oh, here we go. Jovan Burts ready to roll with Jovan. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you?
I'm doing great. All right, here we go. Tonight, you're going to be looking at some college hoops tonight. One out on the West Coast tonight as Cal Poly is taking on Oregon State.
Yeah, and I'm on Cal Poly in this one. It isn't so much what Cal Poly can do, it's what Oregon State can't do, and I don't think they could cover this spread, against Cal Poly or really anyone else for that matter. There's a glaring weakness in this team, and it's on the defensive end and on the rebounding end as well. They can't really shoot the ball really from the perimeter, and their rebounding numbers are severely lacking in offensive and defensive rebounding. They're well into the 300s as far as in the country. So, Cal Poly, they did knock off San Jose State last week. You got to give them that. They have been covering. They're 4-3 against the spread, and I just think it's a situation where this is just too many points in my opinion. So I'm on Cal Poly to not only cover but to make this one interesting. And you might want to put a little something on the money line, man.
All right, Jovan says go here. Cal Poly plus the 14 in this one here. Do your line shopping, get the best numbers. Yeah, this Oregon State team last year was a complete disaster, right? They were at one point with an Elite 8 team and it just went the other way fast. And this was with a lot of players back here from last year. It's always hard when you're going to lay points with a team like this. This team is 320th in three-point shooting, 304th in the nation in offensive rebound, and worse yet, 311th in the nation in turning the ball over.
Yeah, all numbers that I took a look at, and I was like, why? Why are they favored by this many points? Cal Poly, while they're a lower class of college basketball team, not like that. Like if you take a look at what Oregon State's faced and how they can't put away teams. Yeah, I think I'm on the right side here.
Yeah, they gave up. They had a poor 2-point shooting night. They giving up almost 48%. The only reason they covered against Cal Davis because Cal Davis had one of those nights where they couldn't make a three. They went 4 of 22 from three, but they made nearly half their shots from two. That's a concern there here with Oregon State's defense. It was just one of those nights where they couldn't buy a three. That UC Davis team.
Yeah. Plus, it was a short line, so what was it, 2.5 or something like that? So,
yeah.
I don't take too much stock in that game.
All right, we got Jovan here on Cal Poly here, plus the 14 here against Oregon State. This one tonight, late night action. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. Of course, we do have NBA on the board tonight. We're into the knockout stages of the playoffs, as well of the tournament, I should say, as well as action on NFL. And college hoops. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, it's Monday, so I got a 3-pack going. 2 NBA plays and 1 NFL play, the Monday Night Football play going in that 3-pack. Yesterday I took a mean fall. So it's time to bounce back, get back on the saddle, and get it going. Go 3-0. And then once I do that, check me out my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, my yearly. Or match me with one of the other handicaps for the 2-for-1 capital promotional. You can't go wrong here. Sports Chat Place and Pick Dog. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Get on board with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dodge Pim. Good results in the NBA. It's a great time to get on board with Jovan's action up there. 3-pack on the board, as well as individual plays on the board as well. But again, you guys love those long-term passes. That 7-day pass is great. Get Jovan's 7-day pass. Covers all the NFL for this week, as well as NBA and college hoops action. Pick is the promo code. Save that 15% off. You can also add multi-cappers with that capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jovan, as always, great having you show. See that success. We'll catch up with you next week. Of course, we're into this stages of this NBA in-season tournament. What's your thoughts so far on this?
Well, before I really didn't, think too highly of it, or not that I didn't think too highly of it, but I didn't think that it was a factor, with the way, these teams will play. But, come to find out, some of these teams actually want to get into this, tournament, win the tournament, get that extra money, I guess, in their pockets, little pocket change spending money, I guess, and they some of these teams, I would say lesser teams are, playing balls to the wall. It's affected the way the way these teams have played, I guess, overall. You could see it. as far as with the product on the court. So, I guess it's had a positive effect, because this is what the NBA wants. They don't want teams, sleepwalking throughout the season. You know what I mean? So, give a little incentive, and I guess, all systems go. Everything that the NBA wanted is what they got out of this thing so far.
Yeah, we're down to the final 8. We'll have two games tonight, 2 games tomorrow, and then they play the semis on Friday. So the teams playing tonight will have a bit of a extra rest advantage. I don't know if remember they're going to Vegas, so there will be some travel involved. And it's funny to see that Boston gets the game here tonight. Of course, we thought maybe the Lakers would have gotten. Nope, Lakers did not get the game tonight, but they're closing to Vegas though if they move against the Suns.
Right. Hey, but one thing about the Celtics, I don't think the Celtics are one of the teams that really particularly care all that much. I mean, they did blow out the Bulls to get into the knockout stages, but I think that was just to save face. I think with the Celtics, they're more of a, they're going for the chip, they're going for the big one. You know what I mean? So while this in-season tournament is all well and good, I think they got bigger fish to fry. So I don't think they're taking it all that seriously like other teams.
All right, there we go from Jovan. Yeah, because you got that trip to Vegas. You probably like to do that in the off season. Knowing that you have a full season ahead of you, it's a little different situation. You can't have as much fun.
Not to say that they wouldn't mind going out to Vegas and enjoying that whole scene out there, but let's say they get knocked out tonight. I don't think anyone's gonna cry over spilled milk over in these parts.
That's right, probably not. They'll have the game. Remember, these teams get a lot of time off here. As we do have action on Wednesday, then they have the semis on Thursday. We get the finals on Saturday. Of course, a lot of these teams are getting a lot of time off now. We'll see how they heal up or if they rest up here. A little scheduling quirk here is they didn't know the matchups, so you can't give anybody any extra rest advantage. That's why we had no games yesterday, and we have very limited games here this week.
Right. It was interesting that everyone had the day off yesterday, but it makes sense, given that this tournament's going on. So, hey, they're making it work.
Yep, no doubt about that. I forgot to see what LeBron's NFL pick. He likes to give out NFL picks on his stream. That's one of his guys. Yeah, that's right. He's out there giving out NFL picks on his stream, so he must have enjoyed having the Sunday off. Oh man, it's something else. All right. One before I let you go, Jovan, what do you think about all this transfer portal stuff going on right now? We're starting to see some of these top five quarterbacks moving. That's got me really confused, man.
Nah, give me an update. I haven't
Dylan Gabriel gone. He's moving. The quarterback.
Where's he going?
I don't know. He's just announced that he's hitting the portal. McCord, the starting quarterback for Ohio State's moving.
Well, I mean, that's not a big loss. He must have someone breathing under his neck for next year. So, I mean, that's they need an upgrade over there in Buckeye Land. But yeah, Dylan Gabriel, that's a big loss for Oklahoma.
Yeah, and I just got to think back to that soundbite from Rural when he says, "Well, quarterbacks in the portal are going for $1 million to $2 million." He knows what he was doing. He knows what he said. They're going about $1 to $2 million. I think he knows what he was doing. He was trying to get some quality quarterbacks in that portal so they can choose from.
Right. And once you put money into play, it's really a bidding war for these players. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, for Dylan Gabriel, it's not that he's not getting playing time. He's the starter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I don't know. I can't make sense of that one. But it has to be that money. A better offer in another place. Yeah. He knows where he's gonna go. It's not gonna be it might be a bidding war, but I think he has eyes on where he's gonna go.
Yeah, that's definitely a quarterback that can take you somewhere else. Again, it's shocking to see him leave Oklahoma. I mean, that's almost a ticket to the NFL. But man, that got my attention really when he left that school. That was.
Hey, or maybe he's ducking the SEC.
Maybe so. That's true, right? He's ducking the SEC. That's a great point. I forgot about that. Maybe he wants something to make it a little easier to find a start. Maybe find a Big Ten school to go to, but or a Big 12. Big 12 is going to weaken considerably with Oklahoma and Texas leaving. Of course, that's going to be I think you're going to have to look at that one a little differently. But yeah, it should be interesting to see how it all shakes out here. These players, right? More the freshman quarterback for UCLA hits a transfer rule. He goes, "I'm leaving because I'm going to be developed better." Man, the guy wasn't that good anyway.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
You know,
That's right.
it's crazy.
Crazy night. All right, Jovan, have yourself a great night. We'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win, and see you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Jovan Burts here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next, go ahead and bring in Rod Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring Rod in right now. It's been good to us here on the show. Let's see if we got Rod ready to go. Rod, what's happening?
Yeah, not too much, Tony. Just shoot some more hockey videos for tomorrow and getting ready for today's action.
Yeah, there's a lot. Action tonight. I
I
know
like
there's.
today's card. Not a big card, but there's definitely some money-making spots to find here on this card.
Yeah, I mean there is. I mean NHL, we got we got half dozen games tonight. We also have a few from college hoops, and not the greatest matchups, but the NBA, you know, there's some at least quality matchups there, even though it's not a lot.
No, not a lot, but there's definitely a couple quality games in the NBA. I'll definitely check out some hockey going on. Yeah, especially if the NFL games gets a little bit lopsided and ugly. Look at we can change the channel to do something else. But.
Yeah. But one thing with those big point spreads is you're still in the game, hopefully, right?
You're always in the game.
Yeah.
Right, NFL, you're always in the game. They always make sure that everybody's in the game tuning in.
Yep.
By a flag being thrown or a non-flag being thrown.
Yes.
One of the ways they'll keep you in the game, the NFL.
Yep, they will. Speaking of in the game, and who saw this Coyotes team? This Coyotes team is playing a little better here of late. What the 500 team? This was the laughing stock of the league, playing in a college arena, but they're going to be at home here against Washington. As in this one, we're seeing you're going to have coverage in this game.
Yeah, we're looking at this Washington and the Coyotes game here, and you look. This is a tough spot for Washington and the Capitals. They just came out of Vegas. We know that curse of playing Vegas and then having to play the next game, being not at home in your own arena. Tough spot. And for Washington here, this is a get-out game for them. This has been a long road trip west. Successful, I would say, for them. They won some games that they figured they weren't going to lose. Goal stood on his head. And you look in net, it's going to be Ingram getting the start for the Coyotes in this one, and you look at the other side, it's going to be Kemper. You know what? I like Kemper in that because why? He gives up more goals than the other goalie. Their backup goalie, I think, is playing a lot better for Washington, but Kemper is the guy that's making the bucks, so they put him in there. I kind of like the under here. I think goals coming to premium. You get kind of a goalies do a lot on their hands. I think Ingram has a good start. Both goalies have a good start. And you look head-to-head, get-out game, this is going to be a lower-scoring one. History equates the last 5 meetings between these two have all hit the under. 4 goals, 5 goals, 2 goals, 2 goals, 4 goals. I kind of expect the first of 3 wins this one. And I like the Coyotes to get the goals. I think they might pop a couple empty netters as well. Take the puck and a half. I think they win 3-1, 4-1. I like 4-1, actually. 4-1 is the final.
There you go. Exact score. Rod's been good at that here on the show. Of course, exact double play, maybe a triple play here from Rod on this Coyotes puck line here. Yeah,
maybe we get
there you go.
Third straight exact score, but you can get one of those. Go 4-1. Coyotes win this one.
That'll be the number they won that Washington lost to in Vegas. Yeah, you mentioned the Vegas situation here. Just to let you know, they played Anaheim on November 30th. Then they had a day off. I'm pretty sure they probably busted to Vegas after that game. So they were in Vegas probably December 1st. December 2nd for the game. Now, December 3rd, who knows what they did. Did they leave? Did they spend the night in Vegas? They go up to Arizona. You can take a bus ride to Arizona from Vegas. It's about 3 hours, 3.5 hour ride.
They spent the night in Vegas and took the bus this morning.
There you go. Rod is all on top of that. Right? They took the bus this morning. Wow.
Yes, they enjoyed the game. They enjoyed the night in Vegas yesterday, and then arrived to Arizona this morning. So.
Okay, you guys got it. There you go.
3 hour bus right away, right? So it's just a quick little jump, and away they went off the bus, and arrive into Arizona, ready to take the flight out.
That's right. They're already got this.
So, Washington's struggling to score too. If you look at those games, they scored 1 against Vegas. They did score a lot against the Ducks, but that was against the Ducks. The Ducks were in complete nosedive there. So, it's a tough spot here for Washington. They've been struggling to score on this road trip. Sure, take out the Ducks game. Other than that, where they got one goal against. They got 2 goals against the King because their goalie stood on his head and made like 50 saves. I watched that game and it was like, how did the Kings lose this game?
Well,
they outshot them into the 40s, easy. I think it was like 48 shots, and the Washington goalie just stole it for him completely in that one, first one.
And before they hit the road trip, they were shut out by Edmonton 5-0. Then they had the embarrassment in San Jose, losing to San Jose. So they got a little bit of bounce back there, but it's only 2-1. And then, of course, the Anaheim. And, of course, in Vegas, this is what they're looking for, right? And the Vegas vacation.
It is. It's like when you put Vegas as the last end of the trip, Vegas pounded them. They needed the win. They got beat by who did they get beat by? Vegas got beat by somebody and then bounced back there.
Yeah.
Winnipeg? Was it Winnipeg? I think. No, it was worse than that. San Jose? Or was it Seattle? Seattle.
Seattle Kraken got him?
I think it was Seattle.
Man.
I think Seattle Kraken got him 4-0.
Oh, no.
And so I knew it was a big bounce back for Vegas on that one. And they got the King, or got the Capitals, and now tough spot for Washington. They just want to go home.
Yeah, well, they want to go home. That's the thing, and that's the kicker here is the fact that they have the extra time spent in Vegas, and you got to wonder whether we'll need some IVs to get the fluid back. I don't think they give IVs on a bus.
No, exactly. That's the thing. How much did they party it up? We had partied it up Saturday night, and they had all day Sunday. I think they enjoyed their trip to Vegas, and now they're ready to go home. So they're just going to go through the motions.
It's a mail-in situation.
In Arizona's, mail-in situation here for Washington. I like Arizona to come on handy. And there's something about Mullet Arena. This little small arena, it has this aura that everybody loves it, and Arizona loves it. They love playing there. And take Clay Keller to get an anytime goal here for the Coyotes as well. Another little bonus for you.
You got a little bonus that play from there from Rod. All right, Rod here on the Coyotes puck line. The puck and half here at +200. We always like to, here on a Monday, we like to always ask Rod if any lines look crazy. Are you looking at any of these NFL lines coming up next week?
Let me see. Here, I don't look until you tell me to look, and then I look. And then you'll that way you'll get my first glance. We'll call it like the first glance at me looking at these.
We will have a doubleheader in Monday Night Football next week. There is a doubleheader next week. Not the greatest one, but they're not. They play head to head next week at the same time. Believe it or not.
Look, Baltimore. You look at this Rams. Rams plus 7.5. That offense has picked it up.
Yeah.
Defensively picked it up. That's a little. That seems to touch high to me. I kind of leaned to the Rams, and that one jumped out at me. Colts only buying -2.5. That's kind of a weird line there, no?
Yeah, overreaction. Maybe overreaction to that game.
Yeah, in Cincinnati hasn't been played, so we don't know what we're going to see from them tonight. And you already opened that lineup at 2.5. That seems kind of light to me. That just seems. I guess you make the Bengals favor. To me, that line might just skyrocket after tonight. So you might be getting some value on that 2.5 right now. The other one, Carolina getting more than a field goal. We see them. It was a field goal game earlier versus the Saints in the first meeting. I remember because I had Carolina. It was their only cover for like weeks. Actually, I think I got a push because I got the 3. It opened 3.5, and if you got it early, you got the 3.5. And other than that, it was 3. Because I remember it dropped down to 3 versus the Saints. And sure, Carolina's getting backdoor covers and not getting wins, but they're definitely making covers. Might get more than a field goal there. I kind of like that one there. Jumped out at me. The other one, that's a lot for San Francisco.
That's a lot for San Francisco, right, against Seattle. Seattle's one of those hot cold teams. Which one? That Thanksgiving game, they were pounded, but the thing is, a healthy San Francisco just pounds teams when they're healthy on offense.
That's it. What we've seen this year is when San Francisco's rolling and Debo's in there, they're rolling. Debo's not in there. Ooh, San Francisco did not look good when Debo was out. Debo in, San Francisco looked good.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
10.5. I get it, but look, that Seattle's not as bad as what people are making them out to be.
No, they showed some heart.
Had some struggles. He had a little struggles, but they had injuries there during that time. And I think Walker, the third's back for Seattle in that one, and he can run.
Yeah,
I know he can run. So I think that's a lot. That's a lot.
The Rams, the same situation. When the Rams are healthy, when their playmakers are healthy, and their offensive line is healthy, that's the thing. If they have a clean injury report, they're dangerous.
They're dangerous, right? Definitely when we've seen it. When the Rams are healthy, they're rolling.
Yep.
And they're healthy right now and rolling. So you want to give
Williams,
me
the running back is key too, because he opens a lot. When he can run for 4 or 5 yards a carry, look out.
Because then the play action opens it right up, and there's Cooper Kupp, and woo, there he goes.
Okay, the tight end. Yeah, I mean they get things going here. Big matchups here in the late window. Bills and Chiefs. The Chiefs going to be 2.5 in that one.
That's only 2.5. Yeah. Kind of begging me to take the Chiefs now, aren't they?
I'm trying to lure you in, Rod. That'll probably be 3.
Last game, I don't know. That looked like a pretty bit ugly pass interference at the end of that game last night. I don't know how that doesn't get called. He tackled him before the ball even got there.
Yeah.
I one they were talking about was in the Hail Mary in the end zone. Well, pushing and shoving happens in the end zone. I get that one, but the one. He was on the 3-yard line, and he was going to go catch the ball, and you tackled him before he even got there. How do you not call that a PI there? That's a PI all day, every day of the week. But this is the NFL.
This is the NFL. That's right. And is this an overreaction here? Eagles at the Cowboys at your Sunday nighter next week. It'll be, and we know it's a lot at stake here. Cowboys now 3.5 point favorite at the open. We see a total pretty high, sitting 53 to 52.5.
That's that hook. I don't want to lay the hook with the Dallas team. Dallas is sure they've got wins. They played great at home. Their only win versus a actual winning team was against Seattle. They didn't cover. They got the win, didn't cover, didn't they?
Yep.
Right. And that was in that Thanksgiving one. All the other ones that they at home, they've 8 of their wins are against sub 500 teams.
Yeah.
Let's see how Dallas does this week. Then we'll then I might be a little bit. I'm still I'm a little reserved on the Cowboys. Sure, they play great at home. We know how they play at home, but those are against sub 500 teams.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that when the competition is tough, they have not had good results. And
no. I think we'll look at the one game they played against the 49ers. As they play the 49ers, they got whooped.
Oh yeah.
Whooped.
That was that was a whooping, and what did you make out of that 49er game with the 49ers? They're definitely the best, right?
They were definitely the best team. Yep.
Any bowl game?
Though, but if you look, that sets up for a nice playoff rematch later down the line.
Yeah, that could be.
I think that's what I said in my write-up. That sets up for a nice playoff rematch because it just looks inevitable in the NFC that they're not going to end up having to face each other again.
That's possible.
Who else is going to step up in the NFC?
Any bowl game, any bowl line get your attention, Rod? We got the bowls out, lines out.
No, tomorrow's my day for the bowls. I'll check. I haven't even. Let me have a look. The problem with the bowl games is you don't even know who's in or who's out. That's the problem. It's not like before when bowl games meant more and everybody played and you knew that everybody was going to play and I see this the whole Florida State's going to kick Georgia's butt just because. Yeah, but who's going to be in that game?
Yeah,
all the stars from Georgia are going to be out because they're going to be like, oh, we're going to the NFL. We're all in the NFL and Florida State guys that have withheld from going to the NFL this year, they weren't going to play in that game.
Yep,
they're already upset and hurt.
We know
you're going to see third stringers versus third stringers.
Yeah, that's what we're going to see. And we know Caleb Williams is not going to play. So Louisville is a 7.5 point favorite. We know Dylan Gabriel is transferring, so that makes Arizona a 3.5 point favorite against Oklahoma. We know that the Oregon State quarterback is transferring, and we see Notre Dame a 10.5 point favorite. And we know the Ohio State quarterback is transferring, but they're still 2.5 point favorite against Missouri.
Against Missouri, right? Yeah. This App State versus Miami, Ohio, is Miami, Ohio going to actually go all in? That line jumped out to me in the avocado bowl from the Mexico Cure Bowl, they call it.
Avocados from Mexico. Cure Bowl. Avocados from Mexico.
Avocados from Mexico. Yeah. Yep. Avocado Mexican Cure Bowl. It's like
I guess there's some. We'll go over it more tomorrow with Ryan. We'll just give you a little taste of it. We'll cover a little bit more with Rod. We just the bowl lines are out. We'll let Rod look at that one tomorrow on tomorrow's show. But yeah, interesting note. Nate, take note of all the quarterbacks not playing. UCLA still in question because we know more, but more. You're probably happy he's not playing because he wasn't very good. So we'll see how that rolls. Boise State's interim coach is now the head coach. Just in case you didn't know that, he was named the head coach today. So Boise State will have that interim coach as the head coach. So that's, and also there'll be coaches moving too, right?
Here's the thing. There's the start of the other thing. Coaches that get turfed.
Yeah.
And now you got this interim coach. And I've seen some of it where this interim coach, he's just going to coach the bowl game. And then we'll get somebody else in there. And it's like, what? So how much is this guy going to put effort into coaching this bowl game if he's not even going to be there? These bowl games are a lot of deep dive work.
Yep, a lot of deep dives.
It's not as cut and dry as it used to be when you knew that everybody was going to play. And
yep, and Utah will be going with that 4-string quarterback we saw against Colorado. He's the quarterback because Cameron Rising's out, and both of those get to their two backups transfer. So you're going to have a 4-stringer going up against Northwestern. Utah favored 7.
Favored by 7.
Yeah, with a 4-stringer under center. That's it. That one you got to. That one you got to keep an eye on. Coastal Carolina's McCall has also hit the transfer portal. San Jose State's going to be 9.5 against Coastal. So we'll talk about more of this tomorrow. I just want to give you guys some of the transfer news and quarterback moves. Oh, also too, late news. UNLV's quarterback has transferred. Kansas will be 12.5. Yeah, UNLV's quarterback is in the transfer portal.
Out he goes.
Out he goes. So Oregon's UNLV's quarterback is transferred. So Kansas at 12.5. We'll keep you up to date on all this, but we might have half these games with quarterbacks out of here. That's the way it's looking.
They're out of here. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I can't make a bet yet on any of these.
Yeah,
there's so many.
There's still minutes news coming in right now as we speak. But we'll cover.
It's like I seen on Twitter where somebody said the transfer portal is now open.
Yeah. We'll cover tomorrow New Year's Day with Rod tomorrow because you can kind of on those New Year's Day games you can kind of trust those that you'll have at least a decent outing on most of those teams.
Decent outing, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, NBA, NFL on the board. Rod having a great NFL and college football season. Bowl season coming up. The bowl packages will be up. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium, we had a great weekend. We went 18-8 on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, looking for my 4th straight winning day. I got my Monday Night Football nickel play. I got my 10-star college basketball play of the day. You can get both of those plays included in my Monumental Monday triple, which includes 2 college basketball plus the NFL game tonight. Looking to keep that 18-8 weekend. Carry that over to this one to sweep the board. I don't know, or scoop that up or grab a week pass and join for the week. As I said, 3 straight winning days, looking to make it 4. Heating up over on the sports in December. So great start to December. We're going to keep it rolling over there at pickdogs.com. Jump aboard. Let's continue to crush the books.
Crush the books indeed. Got on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick.com. Great results to see from Rod. No better time right now. This NFL, college football combined has been fantastic. No better time to get on board with Rod Zawacky. Make it a 1-month pass, cover most of these bowl games except the championship game. May have it in early. Who knows? Right after New Year's Day, we'll know the matchup. Maybe he'll have it in the system. If you get a 1-month pass, go for it. That covers all the bowl games now, except the final championship game, because the bowls end January 1st. So there's no like January 2nd, 3rd, 4th bowl. It goes first for all the bowls, and then the 8th is the final of the championship game. So by the 1st, we're done with all the bowls, and all that's left is the championship. So that covers all the bowls with a 1 month. And, of course, the NFL as well, NBA, NHL, college basketball. The 1-month pass, this is the time to get it with Rod Zawacky. All right, Rod, it's always great having you show. See that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. We'll cover some of the New Year's Day games. But, Rod, as well, we know about your video series with the NHL.
Yeah, definitely like, subscribe. That way you get notified when those videos drop. Tomorrow's videos drop will be up shortly within a couple hours for sure. Definitely check those out. Archive been pretty good over there with them pigs. I think we only missed on one yesterday out of all them hockey plays, so definitely go check them out. I have no previous on hockey, so if you got time, I'll whip through the board if you want.
All right.
I can whip through the board real quick for these fine folks. Let's find some winners. If you look, see that The one I looked at was somebody's all worried about Pittsburgh's goalie. You look at Alex Nedeljkovic going to get the start here. You know what? He's got a sub-3 goals against average. Hasn't played in a bit, but he's going to play here. Philadelphia came roaring back in the home and home in this one. I think Pittsburgh plays their better hockey up the road. Take the Penguins in that one. Like I said, I like Tampa in the chat. I know Dallas did just beat Tampa 8-1, but that was one of those last games of the road trip. Tampa had to play everybody, and they went all around. They ended in Dallas, and they got whooped. Well, now they're back in Tampa, where they play their best hockey. They've only lost 3 regulation losses in Tampa this season. Bounce back here. Take Tampa in that one. Got to go with David Racey. I like Carolina here. Boussois is going to get the start for the Jets. I know in the video I said the Jets. It's going to be a close-tight game. I think the under is the play there, but I think, like David Racey says, I think Carolina might come away with the win in that one. But I still like Montreal here. You got Seattle, and so Seattle hasn't played good at all. I don't understand why Seattle. I'm not laying that kind of price with Seattle. Montreal is playing the better hockey. You look, Seattle's only got 4 wins on the road. Both teams 3 wins in their last 10 games, but Montreal's got more wins at home. I don't trust Seattle. I don't want to lose that kind of price with Seattle. Take Montreal. I like it tonight. I think they outright them. We know what I like in the Coyotes game. And Vegas, it's Vegas. Vegas has also switched up their goalie. He's not starting, so I definitely still like the under in that one, as I said in the video. But I think St. Louis gets themselves a win. Bennington's in net and going against Logan Thompson getting the start. It's not Hill. I thought Hill was going to be back in net, and it's going to be Logan Thompson. I think he might get upset in this one.
There you go. We got the rundown, NHL rundown. NHL rundown from Rod. All right, Rod, have yourself a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Definitely have yourself a good night, Tony. You as well, everybody. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.
All right, Rod Zawacky here on the drive. Dude, let's continue here. Get my pick, then we'll get to the recap for tonight from tonight's show. We're going to come in here tonight. Here, let's get the play up here. We're going to go Iowa here. Plus, we're going to take the points here with Iowa against Purdue. I know Purdue's coming off a loss, but this is a conference game. I believe we'll get a good outing here from Hawkeyes here. We look over their past 5 games. They're hitting over 49% of their shots. Purdue just under 46%. The issue here with Purdue is not a really good free throw shooting team. That may come into play here, so we're going to go ahead and take the points here with Iowa plus 13 here and a half against Purdue. I'm seeing 14 and a half now, so do your line shopping, get the best numbers, all right? I've got over at Pick Dog Stream tonight, I've got 3 plays up on the board, 2 from the NBA, 1 from the NFL, so go ahead and get signed up. You could also get my long-term pass. I have a 3, 7, or 30-hour sports pass. Get all my pre and plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. All right, let's continue on. Let's get to the recap. Brian like Furman plus 11.5 against Arkansas. David Racey, Hurricanes minus 148 against Jets. Brad was on Jaguars Bengals under 40.5. Jovan Cal Poly plus 14 against Oregon State. Rod was on the Coyotes puck line. Lay the puck and a half here at plus 200 here in that game here against Washington. I'll be on Iowa plus 13.5 against Purdue. I like Rod's angle here with this Washington team that's been on the road and had all that time in Vegas. And it's the last game of the road trip. Yeah, I'll go with Rod's pick on the Coyotes puck line. Get that plus $2. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pink Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. They'll have their plays for you here in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show. Live during the week here, it's 10:30 a.m. each time. You got Mitch, you got Jay, you got Chris. Also, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. The Betting Tools Show, his roundtable discussion with his professionals. Jay's got his rundown NFL, NBA. Make sure to tune in halftime of tonight's show, Monday Night Football halftime with Jay and with Mitch. We also have Ron Romanelli's rundown college basketball, college football, as well as Brian Bitler. Take it to the bank. Comes back again tonight. For us up on the Pick Dogs, a Rod Zawacky NHL video series. We also have Chris with his NHL wraparound series as well. Boy, lots of content here on the channel. Nick Micken, first half NBA. We got Brad Francis with his parlay videos. We also have videos here from Mills with his UFC rundown. Also, his prop videos. Check those out, especially here on these football nights like tonight, Monday Night Football. You'll be able to find some of those from Mills. as well as we got the plays here from. What, we get everyone? No, we got Dana Lane with his all access. I'm sorry, against the public betting from Dana Lane. All access. Don't miss that video from Big Al McMorty. Of course, Costi with his Sharp Training Plays video up there as well. So lots of content, guys. So make sure you tune in. All right, that's going to do it for our show tonight.